And we're live. Wrong server. Really? We're going to start the stream like that? That didn't happen. And we're live here on the twitch.tv/theassumer. Welcome to another live stream, peeps. This is the beginning of the stream right here. Logging in to the Hermitcraft server. Peeps, it's Sunday morning. We are wrapping up 7 days in a row of streaming on Hermitcraft, and Mr. Cubfan has certainly joined us in our adventure trying to finish off the Nether Hub, and reckons that we can get it done in a couple of days. So with Cub helping us, I'm pretty sure that is probably true. We're going to fill up some shulker boxes with sea lanterns, and then we're going to place those sea lanterns on the ground. Can you believe it? If I'd have known, I didn't really need to go drop them off. One other thing we should do is bring some... Let me bring a stack of cobblestone with me. And a site will do. Cool, off we go. We got a noise in the ear. It's Nathan Hannah. Is that how I say your name? Or Nat Anatha? 60 for 3 months in a row saying, yay, morning stream. Thank you so much for your support, buddy. I've probably butchered your name. You can throw the butcher emote into chat if you like. So yeah, peeps, 7 days of Hermitcraft in a row, and the next stream will be on Tuesday on the Let's Play Minecraft Together server, where other peeps from there are streaming all day long. It's gonna be an adventure. Okay, let's see what Cub's done. He stripped pretty much everything down to the bare essentials by the looks of it. And we can fly, wonderful. Is anyone else online? Cubfan and Impulse are on. Cub wasn't on earlier, so I think that means he's awake or doing stuff, to say the least. Let's try and land. Excellent. Let's go and get some resources. UGM Trash says LPMT hype, indeed. Turbo says severe morning voice. Are you referring to yourself or me? Because I definitely have morning voice, and I've just done my best to try and get rid of it. So hopefully it's not so bad for all of you. Kieran says I'm sub to X and Discal, and they always stream when I'm sleeping or at school. Does this mean you're sleeping? Or you're at school? But it's a Sunday. But then there are schools on Sunday. Like Sunday school. I heard that's open on a Sunday. Jeez. I'm going to guess that you're sleeping and sleep typing. You know, I do a lot of sleep typing, me. Hashtag longest ever never hub, says Amsterdam. It could well be. It could well be, right? We got a noise in the ear. It's Alfling here, resubscribing for 5 months in a row. Alfling, thank you ever so much for your 5 months of support. It is appreciated, and I hope you enjoy the stream we're doing here today. I hope that you enjoy it. Oh, interesting. So the blocks that were in front of all of this have been removed. Probably and Cubs cleared up the signs. Good idea, good idea. So we're probably looking at having most of the materials here, right? Ah, look, Cub came and finished it off. That makes so much sense. And we've even got leftovers. Can you say, sweet? So what I will do then is empty a couple of these, and I guess remove the signs. That makes the most sense, doesn't it? Right, there we go. We can fill them up one at a go. Do we have another noise in the ear? We do. It's that Jared. That Jared is here, resubscribing for 8 months. Saying, it's Jared here, resubscribing for 8 months in a row. I just said that, Jared. Jeez, that was confusing. Make me sound like I'm repeating myself. Jared, thank you so much for your continued support, buddy. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the stream. Right, so what we need to do is just chop off the signs. Sign number 1. Sign number 2. Because these are going in the hub. Whether you like it or not, peeps, they're going in the hub. I mean, that's literally what they're for. I think the entire floor is built out of sea lanterns, even though parts of it will be unnecessary. It's just easier to do it that way. Jaco says, what's the project for today? The project today is to place down lots of sea lanterns. Who's excited for sea lanterns being placed? Hands up in chat if you're excited. I'm excited for sea lanterns being placed. I didn't know I could be excited for such a thing, but apparently I can. Okay. Let's get going here. I mean, don't need to think about it. Need to think about getting some food though. We got a noise in the ear from Kath the Dragon, who's resubscribing for 8 months. 9 in total. We need to look at that number. 9 months of support. Thank you ever so much, Kath. I appreciate your support. And I hope you enjoy the stream we're doing here today. Just hanging out, placing sea lantern blocks. I wish we could calculate like how many blocks there are to be placed in total, which technically the contents of those chests would have told us. And then how much percent each individual block we place is. I don't know if I've placed 1% yet. I've got a feeling I haven't placed 1% yet. Maybe not even 0.5%, because this is a very big place. Shaky Snake is here, subscribing with Amazon Prime. Shaky Snake, thank you for using your Prime subscription on me. I appreciate your support. We also got Shimmeractic. Wow, the names making me do vocal acrobatics. Thank you so much for your subscription. Do appreciate it. Any idea how long until this season ends? Says the Diag. Oh, jeez, I'm not even thinking about the end of it. We're only just getting started here. We're only just building our nether hub. It looked like there was a bit unfinished for a second there, but like a chunk had disappeared. 1 deep already, says Beavers. We're 1 deep into this build already. This is the first Twitch stream I've ever been to, says Stranomex. Well, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to get dizzy all this moving around, says Dime Drev. Best not to watch computer games like this then, because there's a lot of moving around. We've got another noise in the ear, peeps. The noise is in the ear. It's SV Dragster gifting a sub to Julia. SV Dragster, thank you so much for gifting the sub. How nice are you? Julia, you hear your name being read out. You're now a subscriber. You can put the emotes into the chat, like derp faces. Those get used quite commonly, you know. I won't lie, they get used very frequently. I get the feeling this is going to be the longest Hermitcraft season, says AG. I've got that feeling too. I really got that feeling it's going to be a long one. There's just so much to do in this world, and we've had so many crazy adventures so far, right? Like, nothing's really slowed down. It's just crazy. Bad Moon Chaser, how is my shoulder? Thank you for asking. Still just got these sort of niggly half pains, I guess, like sensations. They're just not that painful, but they're sort of saying like rest, and I don't know, I'm going to go to the doctor tomorrow and hopefully get referred to a physio or something, because it ain't working. Resting ain't working. How many stacks have you used already, says Crazy Beef? Good question. Whatever I just put in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 probably. Owns says, what do you think about an update themed around caves and the underground? I think that would be, you know, a good idea, really. Good idea. I don't think, I don't know. I don't expect Mojang to add anything that will like blow your mind and be like, whoa, this is gonna change Minecraft, right? Like, they could add a new dimension. And I don't understand why they're so resistant to expand the game. Well, actually I do. I've heard them say it in the past that they kind of want to keep the game. I think Jeb said it. He wants to design the game in a way where they're just going to keep the core feel of the game as it is right now and just sort of decorate and detail everything around how it feels, which is a pretty fair way to do it if you've got a winning formula, you know, like Minecraft. Just hey, keep it going. But man, imagine if they added like a new dimension. Like a bunch of new bosses. Like, it's always, all the updates, they're great, I love them, I'm glad the game keeps getting updated, but they're always just adding little bits here and there, and I think the only thing you always win on is building blocks. The Elytra was a thing, wow, says Skipbarm. Yeah, the Elytra is a massive game changer. That's a good point, actually. They have added a few things here and there. Rockets as well to go with them. Surprise Tulba says, new dimension. We have 2 dimensions that need a revamp. Yeah, I think it would be better just adding a new one. I'm watching this stream while doing homework, like a podcast, says the 7 Ammer Ghost. I hear quite a few people listen to it like that, so enjoy your homework. Don't let the dirt rub off on you. Goodness me. This is exciting, isn't it? Hi X, whatever happened to the mini golf, says AI. We started working on some different projects. Mini golf will be one of the ones I'll fix up in the near future. Hey X, do you know an unpopular opinion where I wouldn't really like a cave update or new dimension or new bosses? I would make Minecraft feel like any other game. Would it make it feel like any other game? I don't get that because we don't know what the update is, right? To make it feel like any other game, that's a bit of a broad statement. I don't see the argument for like adding more to this game, making it less, although I do understand quality over quantity, but for me it's just like this game seems to be about like creative freedom, so the more opportunities you have to be creative and go to different places and do different things, it just seems more interesting. Ace said Bunny says can't wait for those Minecraft loot boxes. Oh, they've been doing that for years now. I've never been a fan of loot boxes. They're just junk to me. Just a complete rip-off. Just trying to sell you little fiddly bits that get thrown away one day. X, will you watch the second Falcon Heavy launch? If I happen to catch wind of it and I've got time to, yeah, sure. But I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it. Do you think we will ever have Minecraft 2.0, says San. Mojang have stated they won't make Minecraft 2.0. I think it's part of the conditions of them buying the game was that they can't make a sequel. X, will we get to see a video of you building your computer, or at least full specs? No, I didn't film any of it. I'm glad I didn't as well. It would have been an absolute waste of time. It would have made what I was doing even more painful. I should update the specs on my website though, right? Let me add a little note. That'll get put on the to-do list, and at some point I'll get around to that. People always say that. Oh, this update may... Oh, that one off the screen, Cuplex. People always say this is like modded. People always throw out just these silly little statements. Like... Of course they're going to add stuff that's similar to modded. Like, so many mods have been made for so many different types of creatures, animals and blocks. And some people leave comments saying like Mojang are stealing from mods. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous way to look at it. The problem with adding more dimensions means a higher chance for corrupted chunks and overall processing. I play modded Minecraft with a few mods that add multiple dimensions, and the more dimensions visited, the laggier it got, says Josh. Well, that's just the same with, you know, more people playing on the server and visiting different parts of the overworld. The more stuff you load, the more the game is going to take a toll, right? If we added 10 new dimensions, it only caused an issue if there were 10 people in those different locations. It'd be the same as 10 people being in different parts of the overworld. And we have that here on Hermitcraft. This server sometimes comes to its knees with, you know, 10 people on, but if they're all in different areas. Cuplex says, no idea is original, everything already exists, they just need to be discovered or thought of by someone. Yeah, everything is a remix. Even when I had a computer, I preferred vanilla over molded, says Tej. I've always preferred vanilla. The problem with modded is that it inserts different types of gameplay into Minecraft, and more often than not I find that uncomfortable. Ironically though, I'm considering playing a mod pack which would insert Factorio style gameplay. Perhaps the fact that I'm comfortable or familiar with Factorio means it's actually appealing to me. But usually, like, I'm trying to do stuff in modded and it doesn't follow vanilla principles, so it becomes confusing. There's very little in vanilla that doesn't take too long to learn, right? Because they all revolve around simple principles. But then in come these mods with all these crazy menus and interfaces and rules for where you put blocks and get things to work, and it just becomes a little bit like, ugh. X, you got me into Factorio and it's fantastic, says Gunsmoke. Isn't it just? What a wonderful game. I like vanilla ice cream and vanilla Minecraft, says Callum watching Minecraft. I like these things too. Why don't you get a speed beacon or potion for placing the blocks, says Julia. I'm not sure the speed beacon will help. Don't you move too fast to just do something easy like this? Or maybe not. Maybe speed 1 would help. Yeah, I think speed 2... I can't remember. I've done it before though. I've like had speed in my base and turned it off to place blocks. X, do you want to play in Cubfans Ryder Cup? I believe I am going to play in it. But I've got a feeling I couldn't make the date he originally said. Which might have been today, and I won't be able to make it. X, get a speed beacon, but drink potion of slowing 2 to balance it out. Yeah, just have some speed 2 and some slowing 2. Could just not do either of those things. Does speed affect going backwards? Myth busting, says Gunsmoke. Oh yeah, I never thought of that. It must do though. I seem to remember. Well, I guess maybe whenever I was placing blocks with a speed beacon, I might have been going side to side. Do you think Hytale will be a more successful game than Minecraft? It looks like a better version of Minecraft. I don't think it ever could be. I think the things that rise to the top and set records are generally quite right time, right place, and groundbreaking, right? Like if you look at Doom, well, Doom doesn't really hold any sales records, but its reputation, for example. The thing with Doom is that it broke quite a few boundaries in terms of 3D game engine and just brilliant ideas, and the game itself being wonderful. Like, it's got more than just one thing to it, right? I mean, there's controversy around it. It was also, when it happened, loads of people played that at work over the basic version of the internet, which was pre-96, before it went all commercial. Like, there's all these little facets about it, and with Minecraft you can look at like this 3D block-based Lego world you live in together with other people as being pretty new. There'll be some precursors to it, but like pretty new and on this level. But also you pair it with things like Notch's very open attitude to people making content with the game. You pair that with its explosive success on YouTube and changing how the industry works. Minecraft is at the center of that. And even post that initial formula for success, you have Microsoft buying it and then bringing it to the Chinese market and like getting it like truly global. And so all of these factors give it something very unique. Now what Hytale is going to do so far, as we've seen, is pretty much, let's have some tea and read some noises in the air, pretty much take it to another level, the game that already exists. But are we going to look at those things and think this is groundbreaking or not? I got a feeling that they won't feel groundbreaking because they're so closely linked to Minecraft, right? They could still be like groundbreaking, but I think it would be unlikely. We got a noise in the ear from Guacamole, who is subscribing with Amazon Prime. My voice went a little bit squeaky there. Thank you, Guacamole. And we got Eagle Fam, who's resubscribing for 32 months, saying, unsure if I've shared this already. Twitch is confusing. Eagle Way, thank you so much as always for your continued support here. There was a case of double subscriptions for everyone last month, or even this month, because of Twitch changing the way it works. So now subscriptions are cumulative and not based on the in a row, although it gives you the option to see both. And I'm going to thank people for the cumulative amount, which is what I always wanted it to be. UGM Trash says, I just beat Minecraft for the first time in survival with no cheats or keep inventory or anything, and it was so much fun. Awesome, buddy, well Done. Hey X, you should totally join Architects, especially with their new Amazon project on the go, says AG. I mean, if they were to invite me, I doubt I would say no. We got a noise in the ear from Sophistus Magus. Sophistus Magus. Actually, there's no S in the middle. Sophist Magus. What a crazy name. I like it. Thank you so much for your Amazon Prime subscription. I appreciate you doing that. Ironic Soap says, how early is it for you? It's midnight for me, and I wasn't expecting this. It's pretty much, 8 o'clock. I woke up an hour ago, went for a walk, and then started the stream. I've got things to do today, places to be, places to go to, and just thought we'd jump straight into this stream. Roman Empire says, soon the architects will become like Concorp, designed to take down other businesses. It could well be, but with Concorp in retirement, it might be the perfect time to do that. Chaser Yomi says, I must be crazy, I stopped playing Minecraft after spending the last 4 hours gathering and building a creeper farm like Mumbo's. Well, after 4 hours, it's probably a good time for a break, I'd say. Probably a good time for a break. So going back to our thought about Hytale, I mean, so far Hytale has... Yeah, I mean, I think there is potential there because some of their tools for creating assets within the game are tied closer into the game. And there have been stuff like that in the past, but if it takes the success of, or the formula of Minecraft, and it can make the same way that building with blocks lets you do architecture, right? If it can apply that to the creation of assets, then maybe it could be, because people playing in the game are not just thinking, I want to build a house of this style, let's go and build it. Like, it could also become a case of, I want to make my character look like this, I want to make my character look like that, and then learning how to do that. And that also becomes a skill, like a skill for a growing industry of computer games where you could learn how to make assets for computer games. We've got a sub bomb, Eagle fam. Thank you as always. Jeez, that's a lot of noises in my ear. Goodness me. We'll let the noises come through. If you want to type in chat, you might be a subscriber. I'll read out all the names once the dings stopped, as we always do. Thank you, Eagle fam. I appreciate it. Badger says mute stream. What have I done now, Badger? Jeez. Dear Shemi says, Asuma, since you don't have too much to do today, no, the other way around, can you do the rest of my exam? I mean, in Norwegian, but I believe in you because you've listened to Norwegian blackmail. Because I've listened to Norwegian blackmail, it makes me an expert on Norwegian culture. That's what it does. What is your, was it essay? That's not the right word. I've got the wrong word, haven't I? Eagle says, sorry about the noises. No, we thank you for the noises. The noises in the ear are good. You didn't say essay, but I've got essay stuck in my head. Coursework? I can't remember what you said. Cameroon Dirty says, why in the name of heaven are you streaming this early? It's 3 AM. Cameron, have you not heard of time zones, my friend? It's not 3 AM, it's 1 AM. It's super early in the morning. Get your facts straight, okay? Get your facts straight. On this part of the planet, it's even earlier. You should be more angry. Goodness me. Still doing music blogs, says Hal. I am, just a little less frequently. I've been thrown out of my groove with the migrating to the new computer, which is pretty much everything done now. I didn't get to set up a remote desktop type connection to my old computer, but I don't think I'm going to need it anymore. Don't think I'm gonna need it. Time zones are a hoax, says UGM Trash. Well, they're a tool, if anything. Will you do a series of Hytale? Extremely likely, Dan O'Brien. Extremely likely. And now everyone's talking about their time zone. My favourite thing to see in chat when I stream every weekend morning, everyone talks about time zones. Oh, it's my favourite. It's such an interesting topic. Any new music you're listening to, says Hahol? All the time, man. Just check the blog. There's always stuff I'm listening to there. Got more things on the list. I haven't had time to research new artists or anything at all so far this year. I mean, well, I have. You always got time, right? I've just been putting it into other things. Badger says, don't push me, Suma. What am I doing now? Goodness me. How long will you be streaming for today, says Trox. The usual 2 hours, most likely. Look how much we've done so far. This is pretty good. But nowhere near halfway. Wouldn't it be amazing if we got to halfway? Okay, I think the noises just stopped. Alright, Eagle Fam, thank you so much for your support. Let's have a little read. If you hear your name being read out loud, you are now a subscriber here on the Twitch. So be sure to send a love heart to Eagle. The Bloody Screen, Norby5555, I Frostlight, Alphane XX, Myconada11, Moritor 666, Dr. Dem 08, the let's try that one again. The Jail Man, goodness me, I'm butchering these names. Nayar, Nayhr, that is. Taiwan Mill, Big One Bam F, Dano Brine. Didn't we read your message out a second ago? Smeehy, I remember that name. Zeusy Moosey, Addy3044, Joan Fiss, Kieran JSL, Gel Nislaw, and Kingle Dog, and Soundwave Hope. You are all our subscribers, and I thank you for tuning into the stream, and I thank Eagle for gifting you with a sub. Right, more sea lanterns will be placed. Placed is what they will be. And Eagle Fam says, just one more before I've got to sleep. Eagle, thank you so much for the cheers and bits. I appreciate it as always. Thank you for gifting all those subs as well. And have a great rest. Have a great sleep. Have a good sleep. We also got JL Thunk here, resubscribing for 4 months, saying, oh, I was too late to have my free tier. Anyways, good morning, X. Hope you have a great morning. And then 10:08 at yours, isn't it? No, it's 8:09 here. 8:09. But thank you ever so much for your support, buddy. Appreciate your 4 months. How do you prime subscribe, says Hey Dua. I don't know. It's probably just Huey Jr., isn't it, if I read it again? Huey Jr. I don't know, because I don't know how to use Twitch, basically, other than streaming. X, you feeling better from last stream? Yeah, Bright, I'm feeling much better. You living in the UK then, says Curious Cat. I'm living in the UK. You missed the 1,000 bits, says Gummy Bear. I didn't miss it. I said thank you to Eagle just a second ago. So what we were talking about, Hightail. Yeah, I think in its current state though, what we've seen of the tools, they look a little bit too much like traditional programs, which, I mean, if they're free and built into the game and easy to launch, maybe more people find it, but I still think they look a little bit tricky. So it'll be interesting to see how it all goes. X, in your streams you were using some mod to make like plans for blocks to place for a time lapse. What was that? I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing. It's Lightmatica. Despin says, how's your shoulder, X? It's still just not doing that great, really. JL Funk says, oh, that went off the screen. That went off the screen. Dr. Crane says, what do you think of Brexit? I think it's my favourite breakfast cereal. Sounds like a good name for a breakfast cereal. GBV is here, subscribing for 26 months. GBV, thank you ever so much for your 26 months of support. That's a goldy face in chat right there. Although you've already had it for a couple of months. Tea reminder, dear. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. My poor cup of tea. Oh, that's good. It's good, but it's no longer piping hot. Skelly Master says, will you do a face reveal at 100 million subs? I'll probably do one at 100 billion, I think. 100 billion seems a bit more reasonable, you know. Metamorphic Mike says, X, what is your favourite new feature of 1.14 so far? Mine is the campfire. Mine, I don't know. I like the foxes. I think making a berry farm will be fun. What was it? There was something I was really excited for. I'm so bad at remembering stuff. I'll have to think it through. Probably all the new slabs and stairs. Those blocks are going to be good for building. There was one thing I kept thinking about that I was going to do on this server when we update. You should play Civilization 4 sometime. You love it, said Minecraft David. I played a lot of the Civilization game in the past. It's all right. Facecam Hermitcraft episode, says Vision James. Are the live streams not good enough? Are the Facecam live streams just not good enough? Is that what you're saying? Surprise Tolber says Hightail will have no popularity in second and third world countries because they'll probably have regional pricings because it's a very hard thing to do. Surprise Tolber, the game might be free. They did say that they're like not sure what model they're going to pursue. They might go for a free-to-play model. PC's behind them. Bedrock got the slabs about a month ago, says Panda. Well, the PC edition got it more than months ago, like sometime last year. Nat the Squirrel is here with a cheer, throwing bits. My voice just kind of squashed itself then, saying, yay, Nether Hub. Thank you so much for the cheers. Yeah, man, the Nether Hub needs to get done. These blocks need to be placed, don't they? They certainly need to be placed. And we're going to be placing them. Yo! X, you should do an entire live stream with the screen mask. And didn't even acknowledge it once. It would be hard to play the game with the screen on the face. I wonder if Cub fans in the area. Oh, are we? No, wait, I got them there. A little bit of lag, I guess. Hey X, are you thinking about Villager Breeder this season? Some of the toolsmiths can be great for backup pickaxes. I haven't messed with the villagers this time round. That is not what I have done. Wow, that's our third box, isn't it? It don't take long to place these. Why are the lanterns? Aren't they being covered by solid blocks? Is Atlas? Yeah, some of them are, but it's just kind of easier to just have one block and just fill the floor up with it. Shawshank says, what is your favourite build other than your own this season? Probably Scar's Volcano, I think. It's also, I don't go and fly past it enough. Like, when it was first built, I used to just, like, travel and, like, deliberately detour past it. That's a good thing to have on the server, to not just travel somewhere, but to travel for the scenery, you know. Do you have a total on how many blocks this project is, X, says Fuji. Yeah, on the episode where we outlined everything, I probably went through the numbers to some degree. Hey, so you're going to have to do a new season for 1.14? No, we're not going to do a new season. Scar flew through my base and extremely thought it was cool. Awesome. I've had some great feedback from the Hermits. They like it. And from all of you as well, of course. It's been a well-received project. Have you considered playing Wargroove? What kind of game is Wargroove? Betty Baghdadi, welcome to the stream. With a Papa Derp. Forgot about that one. Despin says, assuming you're going to update... We got a Cub fan in the area. Assuming we're going to update to 1.14, won't the villager training systems break? As it currently stands, I'm not sure that they will. I mean, a lot of stuff can potentially break, but that's just the way it is. Yes, Cub. That is... But like I was saying, well, I don't know that he's watching, do I? Why do I start talking to him? He probably doesn't even know I'm streaming. Yeah, like I said a moment ago, we technically don't, but it's just easier to get all of the same block. Ooh, beacon is mine. I want to hold on to that. I don't have many. There is something of help over here in the middle. Is there a there's a portal I could pinch an obsidian block from. Cub's here. as well. So I'm gonna put a block here, and then I need a sign. Obsidian portal, bottom block. Hopefully that makes sense. Right. So we have sea lantern, then glass, then that would be... Yeah, okay, awesome. So he's going to move the portals down. That's great. So they're at the height. Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea. I'm not sure if it's the best idea to move it down right now because... Whoa, we've done a lot. We've done a lot so far. I feel like that's a good percent. That might be 10% of the whole thing, you know. 57. What is 57? All of y'all wanted me to try and do this with speed as well. Should we experiment since there's a portal we need to take it? Portal? There's a thing we need to take it down. 57. Is that the height? Ah, yeah, it's the height. Okay, so Cub's probably doing that straight away. Let's grab something from in here. It's not... Hey, wait, I'm missing... Okay. Hang on, I'm missing some stuff. So yeah, anyway, about the portals, like, we'll move them down, but they might be a bit tricky to get around. I guess each one's going to need, like, a little temporary ladder to climb up to. X, I don't think you put down enough lanterns. You should put down some more, says Metamorphic Mike. Oh, we'll put down more. There'll be plenty of that lantern placing. Believe you me. You can place beacons inside the Nether. Didn't actually know that, says Kajul. It can be done. Beacon beams go through bedrock. Ryan says, what is this stream about? It is about building our Nether hub together. Actually, that last one is one I needed something from. White and blue. Okay, so I do have the right amount of chests in there. I had one slot free for a while. Okay, we need one of those. The rest go in here. Surprise Stolber says, have you heard about this prison architect? Oh yeah, I've played it and I wasn't very good at it or didn't really get anywhere with it. I'm like that with games. Sometimes I just like can't find my way in, you know. The solid wall is kind of trippy, says Union Fan. It is, yeah. I mean, it's a very plain texture and then on a large scale it just kind of drifts into the distance, right? It's amazing. Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. Alright, so I'm going to put this onto speed. And will it affect us over here? We could start placing some out from this corner. I'm not sure if it will reach. But we'll not look, we'll go straight to it. So still got speed though. Kind of looks like I might move away a little too fast. Actually, it kind of holds pace, doesn't it? Oh, and then the effect goes. We need to find out when we're in range. Bugsy Ramon has subscribed with Amazon Prime. Bugsy, thank you ever so much for your support. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Okay, so it starts around here. I kind of don't want to... I'll do a little abstract bit out the corner here, right? Like, if we just walk backwards... Yeah, you run away from it. That's what I remember. So speed 1 is actually probably what you want, not speed 2. We're placing these blocks. Let's go ahead and change it. Dehelon says, still doing yoga. I hurt my shoulder. I can't really do, like, the proper poses because most of them rely on, well... all the poses, you know, rely on stretching your body. So you're always stretching out your arms and that goes through your shoulders. So I can't really do stuff. That's something I like. It took me a while to learn, but I kind of got there this time really well with it when I got back into it. When you do yoga, if anyone out there does it, like, and you're new to it maybe, because if you've been doing it for a while, you probably suss this out. But you do these poses where you have to like stretch your arms out into different directions or whatever. And depending on what instructor you have, they'll describe it in different ways. I didn't change the thing, did I? And the trick is, what you got to do is you really got to like not only hold the position, but try and move your arms as far away from your body. Like you really like stretch, you know. Let's do that. Like full body, like everything in every direction. You must like send as far as it goes, if that makes sense. And that makes a huge difference when you get that in your head and start doing it that way. Someone says you did nothing to the beacon. No, we did it. We changed it. The turtle, Asuma yoga poses, says Metamorphic Mike. The turtle. Anyway, I hope that makes sense, because it made a huge difference to my practice once I like kind of got that in my mindset. And then every time I did like, you know, high lunges or whatever it is, warrior 1, 2, 3, like you're not just, oh, put your arms in this position. It's like, and then really stretch them out, like your fingertips as far as they go, and all of that. Why speed 1 instead of speed 2, says Austinified? Because if we have speed 2, it's too fast. Do you know what I think I'm going to do? Although I want to keep, you know, placing them out from one side, I think I'm actually going to come over here and focus on this side now, just so we can use the beacon before it gets removed. Are you working on the community build or your base during the stream, says Ultra Clasher? Both. Both. We won't do this for the whole thing. I've got a little plan to do something useful in my base. I don't think I've ever seen that many sea lanterns, says Eugene Trash. It's a lot of them, right? It's a lot of them. Try placing the blocks on the slabs to see if it's faster. Not a bad idea. Wait, no, that. Whatever. Whatever! Like this. I mean, it's not going to be faster because you place blocks at the same speed. It might be more accurate, but I don't know. It feels a bit slower, really. This feels more in control. Is anyone else on the server, says Ultra Clasher? Yeah, Cub fans on the server and in the area, I believe. Where did you get all that gold from for the golden carrots, says Skella Master? I brought these from Impa. I brought a whole shulker box of golden carrots from him. These are from his gold farm. People are saying clicker program. Nah, no need. No need for a clicker program. I'm just holding down right click and then letting go when it gets a little bit too close. And turning. That's too much for a clicker program. It's too simple of a job. By the way, I think I might... Did I miss a noise in my ear? Queg1, 5 months, saying stream in the morning, and now at night, you're too good for us, X. It was the other way around. I streamed at night yesterday and in the morning today. But thank you, Queg, for your support. Appreciate it. Gunsmoke says click faster. Well, I don't need to, because, look, my movement speed is alright, isn't it? So many carrots, your character must be on a workout, says Skeleton Master. Maybe. Carrots are not like workout food, they're nutrients. Nutrient rich, right? Vegetables, fruits, that's all your nutrition right there. Your workout food is food that's got protein in it. X, what college does the sun go to? A university? Why do I feel like that's the answer, 18 characters? Because the sun is in a universe. We got noises in the ear. It's post Limini 1 for 9 months. That's a Twitch baby. Saying 9 months already. Weird. That's weird. Why have I put up with this dirt for 9 months? That's really strange. I agree, it's definitely strange. There's definitely something weird about it. Post Lemony, thank you for your support. We got Sig... Is it Siggen or Sigien? Resubscribing for 5 months. Thank you ever so much for your continued support, buddy. I appreciate it. Even if I butcher your name, I'll still thank you. Badger says vitamin C and E. That's right, vitamins and nutrients and minerals and whatever. All that good stuff. As someone suggested in chat, there is a Rift mod called Tweakaroo. It has a feature for fast block placement. Not sure if you should install it during a stream. Now, I wouldn't install it during a stream. Also, I'm not sure. Depends on what that means, fast block placement, because mods can sort of, you know, say, hey, you're looking this direction, but you place the block behind you. They can do that, and that would probably be cheaty by Hermitcraft rules. Cuplex says, I've been putting up with this dirt for 2 years. 2 years. You've had to endure. Ultra Clasher says, what accent do you have? I have an assumer accent. No, I'm from the UK, aka England, aka United Kingdom. Also known as that place the other side of the pond. Cub fan says, is it cool if I start on the west side? You can start on the west side, Cub. What side is north, east, south, west? Yeah, like there's no reason for peeps not to get involved, is there? It's all good. We got some serious noises in the air, I've just realised. Serious noises! Surprise Tobler says, English accent or English language makes no sense to me. Doesn't make much sense to me either. Language is a crazy thing. Post Limney says, I like this dirt, better than the derps I have to deal with at work. Brilliant, thank you, man. Jahar says, just showing some love. Jahar, 340 is here, gifting subs. Thank you so much for doing that, man. I appreciate you supporting the peeps that have come to hang out in the chat today. If you hear your name being read out loud, send some love hearts Jahar's way. We have Sky Hider, Bhortso5, DVD, CD, GMG. I mean, DVD is a disc, CD is, what's a GMG? Fu Yu Chan and Daytime Broom. Daytime Broom. Some of these names are hilarious. Thank you so much, Jahar, for gifting the sub. If you just heard your name read out loud, you can put some emotes into the chat like the dirt face. I know you'll be able to make use of that in this stream. Kujeet says, got to go. Enjoyed my short time here today. Excellent, everyone else. Thank you for tuning in today. By the way, 1,100 peeps. It's 8:30 in the morning, and y'all turned out. Thank you for coming by and hanging out with us today. Appreciate that. While you're here, consider maybe hitting that follow button on Twitch if you like watching someone place the same block over and over again. You know, quality entertainment going on here. X, have you seen Rendog's new building in the industrial district? Says Ty Mill. I have, it's fantastic. Really nice build. Ren's a terrific builder. I think there's one thing Ren could do with though in this game, and that is a little bit of brain smarts when it comes to wearing armor. or using a bit of fire potion, you know. Ren dies a lot. Ren dies a lot. Matt Myers says you can run at full speed and place in front of you on the Bedrock edition. Yeah, Bedrock's different to Java. It feels different. X, what happened to the Let's Play Minecraft Together videos, says Torex. They've been sort of migrated to live streams. I've got one more to put out there actually. We've just got to finish the stadium and then I'm going to put it out. And we might finish the stadium on Tuesday. Depends if other peeps want to join me with it. Gaia Grasso says, hey X, here is my daily message of appreciation for your voice. Good morning. Thank you, I appreciate that. I do have a bit of morning voice though as it goes. Just a little bit. Beds are crafted from wool and planks. What are these bedrocks I hear? Bedrock is the name for a different edition of the game. And it's also a block in the game now I think about it. Jeez, just confused myself. DVD CD GMG says one of the players on my server has died 70 times this week. DVD CD GMG, please enlighten us to the mystery of your name. What is the GMG? Is it some sort of medium storage format? Is this the Illagist song, says McRailroader? I don't know what the Illagist song is, but I don't think it is, because it's not that. NeoWolf is here with a donation. NeoWolf, thank you so much for your donation, saying, finally caught a live stream. Normally, I have to watch the VODs to keep up with the happenings of the Epic Consumer. Love you, X. Thank you for the lovely message, buddy. Glad to have you with us live today. It's good to be live. McKean says, how big is the save file of Hermitcraft Season 6 file? About two something gigs. But we prune the end, and that makes a huge difference. Oh, and by the way, I found, here's a little administration service story for you. So, first of all, Redneck805, thank you so much for subscribing with Amazon Prime. I appreciate you doing that. Hope you're enjoying the stream. So, the dealio is that with Hermitcraft, we lost our previous host. I won't say who they are because it's Hypno who does the web stuff, right? If it were me, I would probably be bad-mouthing their company left, right and centre. But after 10 years of being with them, they cut us off without warning and refused to reinstate the server unless upgrading to a different package, even though the package we had hadn't broken any of their rules. So we left that company. Anyway, now the Hermitcraft World saves are hosted on our server infrastructure that me and my admin team, I say me and my admin team, you know, because I went, oh yeah, we've got to connect the IP config port to the blah 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 blah. No, I don't know any of that stuff, okay? I'm a total derp when it comes to setting up servers, but yeah, we hooked it into our server network, which has unlimited download support, and so we reassembled all of the world downloads on our servers. Let's go fill up some more. I want to keep doing this. I really want to make a stab at this now that Cub's on helping us. Look at Cub Fan go! Oh, I don't have a cheaty zoom key. He's not actually going. He's standing still, slacker! Okay, he's moving again. Right, let's find our way up to the top area. How often do you play Bedrock, says Litton Master? Not at all at the moment. I tried to launch it yesterday and it wouldn't launch on this new computer of mine, even though it launched before when I installed it. I don't know what's up with that. So anyway, we migrated all the world downloads, and it reminded me that we didn't put up the Hermit Skies world download, so that's now available. And then the Hermit Pack one we didn't have. So I went and found the Hermit Pack world download. Here's the problem, peeps. It is about 27 gigabytes to download, and even when we trim out a bunch of, because for some reason it generated stupid amounts of terrain, like well into the thousands of region files, which is an enormous amount of distance. I don't think any player explored that. I think some funky stuff happened with the mods. But even when you trim it down and you find all the chunks that have still got data in, like, it's still about 20 gigabytes to download, and I just gave up on it. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna, you know, figure this one out and make it downloadable. So I think Hermit Pack World Download will just be gone forever. Sad face. Gone forever. It's no more. I mean, we'll keep it. I'll keep a copy of it, just lying around on our server. But unfortunately, peeps, I don't know what to do about it. I mean, it's a crazy big file. Notch makes a block placement game. 20 gigabytes! Moments later, 20 gigabyte world! Will there ever be a Hermitcraft package in the Twitch launcher? I'd love to. But too much of a derp. I don't know what you mean by that. A Hermitcraft package? Mod pack? Make a torrent link for it, says that Jack. I think there was a torrent link. I've got a feeling there was. I didn't ask MaySchool about it, but I'm pretty sure we had a torrent link for a big world download once, so it probably exists on that level. But we want to make it a downloadable file, but it's just too big. It's just too big to provide. I mean, maybe I could just do a 20 gigabyte download, but it just seems ridiculous because I'm pretty sure most of that data is going to be junk made by some mod misbehaving, you know? It's pretty much it. Hey X, it could have been from all your quantum quarrying. It actually generates a dimension for mining out of. Nah, it's all in the overworld. I looked into that. The data is all in the overworld. Good thinking, but that's not it. It's all overworld data. That's literally it generated something like 5. Oh yeah, I placed this. It generated something like 5,000 odd blocks. Surprise Toba says, X, speaking of server management, how about using bungee cord for the Hermitcraft to distribute the calculations between instances of the even machines? It'd be seamless in game. It would be, but then it wouldn't be vanilla, would it? It would end up being. Isn't bungee cord only for Spigot and stuff like that? Which changes other parts of the game, unfortunately. Imagine how heavy those 4 shulker boxes are, says Link Clank. Well, it depends how heavy sea lanterns are. Giagasso says, X, sorry, I do not understand what the Nether Hub project hub is. Okay, see the portals? We're going to have... Do you know what, peeps? If you don't understand the project, just go watch the video. Go to my YouTube channel. Go to the playlist tab. Look for Hermitcraft Season 6. I mean, if you can't find it, do a Google search. Hermitcraft Season 6 playlist to Sumo. You're going to get there. Scroll down until you see an episode with a black thumbnail with a like a square but diagonal, like rotated, like a diamond shape on its sides of a map of our overworld. That's what we're building. We've built a giant cage to keep anything else out of this area, and now we're building a floor made out of sea lanterns so that light shines through the carpets that represent the sea going on top of it, and then we're building a map, and we'll be able to fly around in the Nether on top of our map. Episode 762, says Amank. Thank you. Or you could go to that episode to get straight there. That episode will outline everything that's going on here, you know? It'll make it all easy to understand. Let's keep placing blocks, peeps. Spigot changes quite a bit behind the scenes, says Metamorphin Mike. That's absolutely right. And we're sticking to vanilla. I do think, though, I would be quite happy with, at some point in the future, us embracing the idea of adding more to this game and doing our own things a little bit. I might bring that up. Do you know what? That's the thing, though. We're a group, right? And, for example, someone like Cub Fan is pure vanilla. Whenever we make decisions as a group, Cub is always the one who wants to just stick to the pure form of the game. And I appreciate that, but for me, after playing this game for so many years, I just want more from it all the time. Even though they update it, I want things to be a little different. And yeah, I realise now that although this sounds like a good idea in my head, if I bring it up in a meeting, it's gonna get squashed. But yeah, we could do something like run our world in Spigot and put the different dimensions onto different servers so it all performs better. But then it will no longer be vanilla. Will you do a sky on top of the Nether Hub, says Gundro? We will not, and I will not let anyone do it unless that person is Cub. Because some other people wanted to, but I knew that they wouldn't do the whole thing. Look how massive it is. It doesn't look good with the red mist of the Nether, is another problem. But loads of people have said we should put a sky on top of it. Like I said, it's not going to look good with the redness mist of the Nether. It's also too big of a scale. Like, it's such a huge commitment. Because you're going to have to go up there and, you know, figure out how to build the clouds a good distance from one another. And then you've got to do a lot of scaffolding and building. And, you know, to build a whole sky up there is a monumental task. If this looks monumental, it benefits from one thing, which is a lack of detail, right? It's easy to do these things in a way because you're just mass placing blocks. Like, look how little thought this took today. All I did was waffle and talk. And we didn't have to do anything crazy to achieve this, right? If we were doing some detail work on a sky, oh my goodness me, we'd have to constantly place blocks, you know, get a vantage point to look at them and change, and it would take forever. Bryce says, honestly, Cub is the only person who would deserve to build the sky, especially after his Nether Hub from last season. That's why I said Cub, because Cub's the kind of guy who would definitely see out a project. And, like, I know, like, some people might volunteer to do it, but probably wouldn't have the legs to see it through. Are the walls finished, says Dahilon. The walls are finished, yes, and the ceiling. Dom, client-side friendly mods, I think are kind of accepted. We have discussions about this stuff, and then years go by, and so it kind of becomes like a thing. Like, we never used Schematica for years, and then I pulled up Lightmatica, and I sort of had to, you know, refresh people's memory that, you know, what was it, back in Season 2 of Hermitcraft, we were using stuff like Schematica, but that was like 4 years ago, so it's easy to forget about some of the stuff we've agreed on. And some client-side mods are allowed, like Optifine, the Shulkerbox viewer thing, and there's a few others as well. But that's up for the individual to use. But you can't use stuff that like interacts with the server in a different way. Like mini-maps is just, I'm not sure if we discussed that. I wouldn't have a problem with it if you want to use a mini-map mod. Tom Cat Collins is here subscribing. Tom Cat Collins, thank you ever so much for subscribing. I appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Yo, we're in creative in Season 1, says Eugene Trash. No, we weren't. There was a funny story, though, about someone we invited to the server. I'm pretty sure this has been I've talked about it before. It's pretty much, you know, I think at the time we might have not mentioned it, but it's been talked about. Anyway, we invited someone to the server, and when we all got to invite people, I don't think there was a lot of thought put into who you invite. It was like, just invite your friend. And one person got invited because someone liked their videos, which is, you know, a good reason to invite them. But this person didn't know who Hermitcraft was, what we were about, or anything, or even like, not even like Minecraft. They were sort of playing Minecraft, I think, rather isolated to the whole explosion of playing together, 4 videos style. If you go and watch, like I was watching Doc and Efo playing on Minecraft because Doc found some old footage when they first logged on together. If you listen to the way that they talk about playing together, they look at it like it's a problem, and that's because servers used to be poorly supported in comparison to single player, and people got fixated on the idea of like the performance of the game, as opposed to realizing how much more you can do when you play together. And if you want to talk about that, I mean, Hermitcraft is like the embodiment of taking how you play together to another level. I mean, look at what we're doing right now. We're just placing a stupid amount of C blocks in a giant open area that we built together. Anyway, we're just telling stories today. It sounds like. So back then we invite this person who doesn't really get what the whole playing together thing is about, and is Cub placing them whilst walking sideways? Is he a nutter? Is he one of these strange people that places blocks while facing sideways? No, wait, is he? He's facing side. What a lunatic! No, wait a minute, I gotta check this. He's not, is he? He's walking backwards. He's doing this technique. I was trying to get inside his head. I wanted him to walk back through me. That totally throw him off. Never mind. Alright, from the other way, it looked like he was placing them sideways. I mean, imagine doing that, gee. Let's try and do that ourselves. Oh no, it leaves gaps, as you might expect. But how often will it leave a gap? Yeah, not too often, but there you go. Right, so anyway, we invite this person, and you know, they're given OP on the server if you ever run into problems, you know, connection, bugs, whatever, you know, your OP, your admin, you can use that to correct any of the issues that occur. Anyway, this person sort of, you know, doesn't think that we actually play in survival, and just immediately goes into creative mode and starts building tons of stuff, right? And they get, air quotes, caught, you know, doing this. What you doing? You're in creative mode. And they were like, yeah, I'm building. And it was like, no, we play in survival mode. And they were like, right, okay. Anyway, we thought we cleared it up with them that, hey, we play in survival mode, like, you know, let's just forget about this little hiccup and let's do things this way. Anyway, next day they're just caught playing in creative mode again, and it was just like, yeah, that's not right. We're gonna have to take away the OP. And then after a while they stopped playing. But yeah. Oh, it was ridiculous. And what was funny is that their videos, if you watch them, were all in survival, right? It was like, you know, they thought we were all filming in survival but doing creative in between, so it was like dishonest as well. It's just strange. I've admined the Minecraft servers. It's so hard to find Docker and ethos. Admin to Minecraft server. What do you mean it's hard to find? I was talking about them playing on Minecraft earlier, not on their own server. Oh, look at this! We're about to connect with the other side. Who are you talking about, says Choking Out? I'm not going to say, it doesn't really matter. I don't think they even upload videos anymore. It's just like, it doesn't really matter. It was just a misunderstanding, right? A bit of a strange misunderstanding when you explain to them that we don't play in creative mode and they just continue. But it was years ago, you know. Sass says it's time for an eye break. Y'all want an eye break? Y'all want an eye break? I'll give you an eye break. Peeps, look away from the screen. Stop watching the stream. Doesn't mean change the tab. Doesn't mean start looking at Wikipedia, learning about stuff. It's time to look away from the bright lights. Don't look at your phone. Don't check your emails. Give your eyes a rest. Look outside of a window. See what's going on. Get some fresh air into your body. Open a window. Have a drink of water. Do things that are good to do that sometimes we forget to do when we sit here engrossed and locked into the screen. The screen that is sucking our soul away and damaging our eyes. Peeps, that's right. Don't stare at those screens for too long. Every hour, take 5 minutes to give your eyes a rest from the lights, from the LED lights shining at them. Get some natural light, peeps. Okay, I only do a short one. I said to the doctor, I said, but I'm a streamer, and the doctor said that won't protect your eyes. But X, there's a big light out of my window, says Westman. Look at it! Stare directly into it. Please don't stare directly into the light. So what do y'all want to know about next? We're telling Hermitcraft stories. I don't know. Where did this all start with? Like what? Server administration, world downloads? So yeah, the Hermitcraft website is now on a new host, which is cool. And the world downloads are available again, in case you're wondering. Excuse me. Brushing teeth is good, says Dr. Crane. I try and brush my teeth like 3 or 4 times a day. Excuse me. Goodness me, I think the water that went in my stomach went a bit funny. Making me burp. Are there going to be any Hermitcraft events in the future? Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to get the UHCs going again. It's just a matter of, I think we just need someone who can organise them other than me at this point, because I've put so much more time into my health that I think my days are pretty crammed with doing all the stuff to make like videos, right? So yeah, I don't know. Like, we could totally do them. I would totally participate. It's just the organising bit that's a bit crazy. Becca Love Pandas says, so is this like the perfectly timed stream? This is like, it's perfectly timed. That's good. I'm glad it's perfectly timed for you. Lockney55 is here saying, doing cheers, throwing bits, saying, hey, been watching about 200 hours of YouTube videos on Hermitcraft and have to say, good work and keep it up. Thank you, man. Thanks for watching and thank you for the lovely message. I appreciate your support. Thank you for your contribution to the channel. And I'll keep them videos coming, that is for sure. Have you ever heard of a game called Twitch Sings? I think you might enjoy it. I have not heard of Twitch Sings. Oh, I can feel I'm going visibly like slower at the moment. The Bronster says, will there ever be a pack like Mod Source again? I don't know. I really don't think so. Very doubtful. I mean, the doing custom packs was always a difficulty, though. It was always a pain. We'll probably, I think we kind of agreed as a group, if we do modded stuff, just you know, pick something that's already made and working. I discovered Hermitcraft this year, and it's amazing. Congratulations, says Victor. Thank you. And it's been amazing for many years as well. Let's go put that down over here. Okay, we got that back. X, how did Hermitcraft start, says Chris. Generic B wanted to make a server, and he invited myself and asked me to invite a bunch of my friends, like Biffa and Corrales and Sokar and Red Eyes, and he invited a bunch of people, and then it all began. I saw you play StarCraft, X. Have you ever played WoW? Nightshade, no, I deliberately will never play that game. World of Warcrack is what I call it. Kitchen sink packs like Hermit Pack or Mod Source aren't that popular. To have fun, a fun mod pack, it needs to be unique and special. It should fit a niche playstyle. Had experience with the mod packs I created. Yeah, Cuplex, I agree with that actually. The kitchen sink ones are just kind of dull for me. Wow, look, Cub's almost going to join with us on that side. Did you read any books on the topic of fitness and health, says Sambu. I don't read books, I do a lot of like online reading and video essays. Video essays are a large part of where I get my information from, and of course podcasts as well, but I think you want to take podcasts a little bit more tongue-in-cheek. I don't think that's the right phrase, but when you learn stuff from like a video essay, you'll usually find the format kind of indicates, or depending who's made it, that like research and planning and the preparation of how to present the information goes into it, whereas with a podcast, things said just off the cuff live, sometimes the information can be a little bit off, right? Fight Ning 99 is here subscribing with Amazon Prime. Fight Ning, thank you ever so much for your Prime subscription, I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. With a grain of salt, says Iceberg. That's the one, isn't it? That's the one, with a grain of salt. A little bit of salt on there. I don't put a lot of salt in my foods, but I brought some fava beans and some peas that were salted, and they're delicious. Oh, very low in calories actually, which is nice. I can have a good old sizable snack that's under 200 calories mixing those together. Peas, by the way, I used to buy this like sunflower seed, like a mixture of seeds and bits and bobs that you can mix into a salad, and it used to have peas in it, and sometimes I like have a mouthful of the stuff while I'm prepping a salad, right? And the peas, man, peas like frozen and on their own are delicious. They're really tasty. I like them. What are you building, says Come Ken. What does it look like I'm building, eh? Okay, I'm building a giant floor of sea lanterns. Why? Because I want to. This is Minecraft. If I want to build a giant floor of sea lanterns, then I will. Good sir. Okay? No, I'm sorry. I'm being a goofball. We're building the very floor of our nether hub, which is going to be sea lanterns so that we can illuminate the carpet blocks that will be placed on top of it. The carpets are going to show us where the ocean is. What happened to XB Crafted, says Brian. What happened to him? I don't know. Is he alright? Is he okay? I hope XB's all good. Is it a sea of lanterns? It's a sea of sea lanterns, yeah. Well done. Well done, chat. It's a sea of sea lanterns. Cub didn't finish this little row here. There we go. There we go. If you be on 2 PM GMT, Mumbo's activities to a few lag streams. Is Mumbo streaming today? I know he started streaming on the regular. It's good to have him and Grian streaming. The more the merrier, I say, with the streaming thing. But I'd love to do some stream days with more hermits so we can have them last longer, you know. Tom Cat Collins says Jassassin has been MIA as well. Jassassin isn't MIA. He's on Twitter often. In fact, I've talked to Jassassin quite regularly. He's been helping me with all the computer stuff. It's very nice to have someone who's knowledgeable with computers who will offer up their the time to help you, because sometimes, like, you can do all the search in Google and that, but sometimes you just need someone with experience to point you in the right direction. That's what happened with my there's Cub Fan. That's what happened with my computer issue, is that I was doing all this Googling for drivers and getting stuck into the usual thing, but once I spoke to someone who'd had more experience, they instantly started probing me about like what version of Windows using, what's the install CD, like what's going on, and they knew that it was possibly a Windows 10 thing, and as soon as I got onto the new Windows 10 ISO, it just all worked. Suma, do you read chat of subs? I have noticed for free streams You should stop it now. Equality! Capital letters, says Amank. You know, I find that a funny old message. Certain people catch my attention. I don't know why. And it's just the way it is. Like you, by reading your chat and seeing the same faces over and over again, you're going to pick up on people's personalities a bit. And you're going to know how you interact with them. So you kind of have an anticipation of something, depending on who's talking, right? So for those regular names whose messages I read, it's probably because I've got an inkling of what they're like and what our conversations are going to be like. So, you know, you scan your eyes over chat and you see a familiar name, and that's just like psychology in the mind. Relating that to equality is a bit of a strange thing to do. I guess you could do it. You could talk about equality of chat, but man, it would just take all the life out of it. Like, if I had to, you know, slice up chat and have a regiment of equal distribution of chat reading, it just suck the moment out of what we're doing, you know? Because sometimes we have little back and forths and whatnot. I think it's just overthinking it at that point. Like, my own thing is like, hey, I'm a human being. I'm aware that like influences and inadequacies are there and not everything's equal and fair, but let's be open about it. Let's just say, hey, I ain't going to be able to read every message in chat by every person equally, and I'm going to read some people more than others. And if you're going to say those people are subscribers, you'd be right, because I get those noises in my ear quite frequently, and people who subscribe are also, more likely than not, bigger voices in my community that I'll see on my Discord server. Let's plug that Discord server. There it is, discord.gg/Asuma. And I'll see them in my comments more frequently, and therefore they become, you know, a more active component of what we do here. Someone like Pony Butts, for example. Like, I read a lot of Pony's messages because we have a fun back and forth, right? But I've also hung out with Pony plenty of times. She streams, a raider, like she's a really big part of the community we have here, and therefore, you know, I'm quite likely to read someone like her messages more, or I Love Cats, you know, these people who are like a big part of the community. Not just when I'm streaming, but outside, like on YouTube comments or within our Discord server. Like, I have staff that I get to know because they're staff, and like I see their name a lot and we talk about things, we have meetings. So, you know, a community is never going to be like a flat thing, right? There's always going to be people that become bigger components of it or not. So that kind of names you see a lot, you spot out, says that Jared. Yeah, Jared's got it. Like, Jared, you become a name I've noticed more and more lately, because you've become a moderator, and then you've been helping me with stuff, and then, you know, that name then lights up. I see it in chat, you know. Jolkip says, and I make stupid joke and comments about metal. That's absolutely right. That's it. Like, there's also the metal thing, right? If you're a metalhead, it gives you a significant chance of being noticed more, because there's this thing in metal where it's like, I don't know why. I mean, it happens probably with lots of things, right? But it's, I don't know, it's like wearing a secret badge or something. It's like, you are metal. It's just the metalhead thing, right? Tribalism, says Badger. You could call it tribalism, sure. Cuplex says, I hate metal. Dang metal. Dang metal. Oh. Will Little Man go join the Hermitcraft services, Rocky thought. We shouldn't really talk about like who would or shouldn't join. All I can tell you is at the moment we're very happy and settled as a large group of people, and not really talking about or looking at recruiting anyone. Like, you know, everything's really good at the moment, so we just keep it how it is. X like metal because he's a robot, says Exoskeleton. Interesting theory. What types of metal? Steel, iron, copper? I like metals that are heavy, you know. I like metal that you can thrash. I like metal that's been painted black. Oh, this is funny to like a very small select amount of people right now. A very small select amount of people are finding this amusing. Heavy, tungsten, cobalt. Oh, I used to joke with my friends when we were like younger about like creating a new genre of metal called steel. It's just unbelievably heavy. What metal fans also know chemistry? That isn't everyone. My friend is a metalhead. I don't think I'll ever understand why she likes it, says Spilled Milk. You know, as a metalhead here, you always notice and encounter the resistance that there is out there to it. You just got to put down your guard, man. Just got to stop looking for reasons not to like stuff. Especially when it comes to metal. Like, yeah, it's loud and obnoxious and full of screaming, but like you'll be missing the point. So like, you know, open up to it a little bit more. Don't judge it, and you'll find little things that you like in it. Focus on that, and then maybe the whole thing will come together. Softcore metal should be called lithium. But steel is not heavier metal. Oh, I don't know then, you know. Mang says, I say smoothie metal yoga health, you will notice me. Yeah, you're right. If you talk about something I'm interested in, it's going to get me talking. Bobbington says, I'm going to go listen to Imagine Dragons instead. Are you trying to make me angry? Oh, don't get me started on Imagine Dragons. Badger says, all the buzzwords. All the buzzwords. Metal smoothies. Yeah, metal smoothies. Steel isn't even a metal, it's an alloy. Oh, jeez. I've been chemmed, apparently. Imagine Dragons is good though, X, says Bride. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Do you count Linkin Park as metal? Please don't, says Engelholm. I do. I absolutely well and truly do. Like, I'm not one of these people that thinks that, like, metal should be, like, some closed-off community of, like, Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath and nothing else type thing. Like, for me, like, even if you can point at it and, like, there's other things about it that make it not metal, there's rapping in it or, like, turntables. Like, I'm not elitist. I'm not closed into this idea of, hey, this is what metal should be. If there's principles of metal involved and it makes sense to put the metal tag to describe it, then like why not? Like you wouldn't call them traditional metal, you call them new metal, right? And that's why we got subgenres and labels to kind of hint at what era genre it is. You could call it alternative metal as well, like, and that's what those exist for. You're not going to call it heavy metal because it's clearly not that style, but I wouldn't like disclude some bands just because they're popular or big or you dislike the general sound. It's blatantly like metal is at its heart as well as a few other things as well. Rusty metal is cupcakes. Rusty metal, I love it. I love it. Let's make new genres together. Man, I was going to do some more stuff this stream. I thought y'all wouldn't hang around with me. But apparently we got almost 1,400 viewers. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Be sure to hit the follow button. Jeez. Hit that follow button. Plugs. Goodness me. Yeah, I didn't think we'd be doing this the whole stream. But now that Cub Fan's here as well, and we're just seeing some amazing progress going on, I'm like, let's just keep this podcast thing going, you know? That's what it is today. It's just a podcast. Hey X, do you like trap music, says Pink. I love trap music. I like some of the more EDM-y type stuff, but I don't listen to that as much, and I love the trap influence on hip-hop. See, I like everything. There's like, you know, people like Snoop or whatever moaning about mumble rap and all of that, but just find the reasons to like stuff, peeps, and enjoy it, you know? I'm never gonna go, you know, oh, mumble rap's better than Illmatic. You know, that's not gonna happen, but it doesn't mean I have to hate mumble rap because I like, you know, poetry rap or whatever. Princess of Mice is here subscribing. Princess of Mice, thank you ever so much for your subscription. Do appreciate that support. I hope you're enjoying the stream today. Cameron Dirty says, is it strange this is the most engaging Asuma stream I've ever watched? I think it probably just speaks to the quality of conversation. Depends where your head's at, you know, like sometimes my mind's in a good place to let the words flow, and other times I'm just feeling a bit like yesterday. Definitely felt some yesterday. That was a very stream. Okay, I've got to stop with these silly noises. Wired79 is here, subscribing with Amazon Prime. Wired79, thank you ever so much for your Prime subscription, I appreciate it. You like Eminem, says Rounds. I adore Eminem. Those albums were my childhood, man. The Slim Shady LP, the Marshall Mathers LP. Beautiful records. I'm going to attempt to drown myself. You can be just like me. Oh, that's always been just such an amazing song in my head. What do you think of Post Malone? Personally, I'm a big fan, says My Mountain Fell. I love Post music. I do feel like his albums are just, I don't know, like his mainly his singles and like some of his tracks are incredible. But as albums, it just feels like there's a lot of not so great stuff in between, I guess. Because I'm an album listener, like I wanna like a chunk of time to be absorbed into. So I always like get into stuff through the album experience. Do you like lyrical boxing, says Chris? I adore that lyrical boxing. What about XXXTentacion, says Rouse. I've not really got around to listening to that guy yet. I heard nasty things about him, and apparently his music isn't that great. I don't know. Like, depends on where you go, right? But I haven't gotten into that yet. I might do it at some point. One person I got into recently who's often talked about around that guy because they both passed away is Lil Peep. I thought Lil Peep absolutely incredible. I remember listening to the Hellboy mixtape when it came out, and I had a rotten attitude and didn't like it and just sort of laughed at it, really. But that's like just being a judgmental idiot, really, and like looking at the tats and the face tats and all of that stuff and sort of prejudging. But when I actually gave it a proper listen with an open mind, it was just like, whoa, this is awesome what's going on here. He's got a really good voice. It's like sung rap type stuff, right? Do you ever play rhythm games, Guitar Hero, etc.? Not writing, no. Because I play instruments, I can't play rhythm games because my mind is just knows what's happening on the instruments, right? On the drums. So the problem with rhythm games is that they're not doing the same thing the instruments are, and it throws me off every time. I remember I used to try and play Guitar Hero, and my mates were really good at it, and I couldn't do it because I'm like, you're like hitting the note things in no correlation to what's actually going on in the guitar. I mean, there is some correlation, right? Like some of the stuff lands in the similar positions, but oh man, it drives me mad. Bye X, really enjoyed today, but here is a random metal to attract your attention. Lol, says a man. Jeez. I sense that you're upset about this. SigGen says it is fine for you with these new album releases with bonuses and remade sound. I mean, I'm used to the songs on an album, and when streaming, I only get the bonus version. It feels strange to me. Yeah, remasters, remixes. Because I buy MP3s, I feel like I get that choice of like get the original, get the remaster, and because I'm not streaming stuff, it's not like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was. I get to pick. So in my mind, it's like I have access to what I want to have access to, and then I'm aware, so I can listen to it with like the whole kind of like, hey, this has been redone sort of mindset, right? The Arctic Viking is here doing cheers and throwing bits. The Arctic Viking, thank you so much for doing those cheers and supporting me. I appreciate it. And no message there, so thank you ever so much for the support. Who's that other player, says Push? That's the one and only Cub Fan 135. Mumble Metal, says Spilled Milk. Oh, jeez. I'd love to see metal and hip-hop crossover again, like we had in the 90s, noughties. It's a shame those two don't want to come together so much. I mean, there are things out there. Hacktivist always comes to mind, but like nothing particularly newish, I guess. Run DMC and Aerosmith, love it, says Smoke. That was a classic right there. Vision James says, why does X hate Imagine Dragons? I don't hate Imagine Dragons, I'm just poking a little bit of fun. I don't like to not like stuff, right, but I can't get into that band for the life of me. I just find the whole approach just so shallow and hollow. Like, it's got too much of those sort of slowed down, reverberated beats and the whoa kind of stuff all over the place. It just doesn't have any emotion for me. Like, there's no struggle, there's no pain or meaning in like how they sing or what I hear. It just feels very bland and palatable, you know. And I don't really want to like buy into all of that, right? Reasons not to like. I always say look for the reasons to like, but I just can't find any. X, what do you think? Any overall album tops? Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, I think personally you'll always be able to find something. But then if you want to talk about, I don't know, globally impact on culture, something like Dark Side of the Moon rises to the top, right? I love that. I adore that record. But there's a lot of Pink Floyd fans that would say Another Brick in the Wall is better, or Animals is quite a popular one as well. Right, I'm going to go do another 2 boxes and then I think we'll call it that for the Never Hub for now. But man, what a huge chunk of progress so far, right? Someone says fly around to look at the progress. We will have to, won't we? We will have to. Do you prefer more old school or are you up to listening to all music? Says Bri. Everything. Doesn't matter when it was made. Like, let me listen, let me hear it. The only eras that I don't get fully pulled into, I guess, I think sort of pre-60s stuff. Like your classic singers, that sort of format, I guess. Not a lot of that really gets me apart from jazz. But otherwise, I'm up for anything old, new. Like, but then I say pre 60s or whatever. I'm trying to think of the words to describe it, but that classic sort of singer format that would have been on the radio around those times. But then, you know, classical music and stuff like that that's outdates even that century can be incredible. Big band, yeah, not quite, yeah, sort of big band swing type stuff, right? Not Mera says, I bloody well love jazz. So do I. So do I, my friend. Oh, okay, maybe... right, Cub's been doing this as well, right? So, we'll get rid of the signs while we're at it. Oh, wait, is that it? That might be it, peeps. So, I'm going to guess that Cub's got a lot on him for... let's throw something away. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to guess that Cub's got a lot on him for what Cub's going to do. So, we'll place these blocks and leave Cub to the rest of it. We've got a noise in here from Saxy Maxi, who's doing cheers from bits, saying, Hey X, pleasantly surprised to see you streaming after my gig tonight. You said jazz, so I'm going to say Oznoy and Wayne Krantz. Cheers. Thank you ever so much for the cheers and the bits. I assume you mean suggestions by that, right? You're suggesting some artists. I've heard of Wayne Krantz, but not Oznoy. But thank you ever so much for your cheers and bits. Appreciate it. Did you hear about the guy who kept putting his tongue on steel beams? He was like a Metallica. I'm not sure that joke works, but okay. Right, now chat is full of people. Full of all sorts of messages. Metal liquor. Oh, got it. That really didn't process in my brain. Metal liquor. There we go. Don't know why I needed to do that, but I did, okay? Don't judge me. James Brown, though, hey, I feel good, says Tris Rips. I got a James Brown record or two, I think, that I used to listen to when I was a kid. I haven't thought about listening to James Brown in a long time. Dark Side of the Moon was covered by the Flaming Lips. Have you heard the cover? I think it's great to see big bands do cover of big bands. I have not, but Dream Theater did that. They covered Dark Side of the Moon, they covered Master of Puppets, they do whole album covers. They do them live as well, which I thought was really cool. I'd love to see a bit more of that. That's something I've always wanted to see in hip-hop music, is like, let's do covers, man. I want to hear, like, one artist spit another's rhymes. It's something that's like almost there, because remix culture and shout out culture and referencing is all like integral. There's so much crossover. Like you listen to one record and there'll be rhymes that reference one from another record, and as you listen to more and more hip hop, there's more of these little connections popping up all over the place. But there's never any like direct copying, remaking, remixing. Like I'd love to hear, I don't know, like someone like Kendrick maybe doing like a Nas song, like rebuilding it from the ground up and spitting his rhymes. I mean, I just think that'd be fascinating in hip hop, but I've never seen anyone do it. Kanye West's late orchestration is incredible remixes. Ah, that's like a B-side record. I've never checked that out. I will quickly make a note for that. Thanks for the heads up. I appreciate that. That's awesome. There's royalty issues, says Tuxaban. Yeah, that might be a thing, but why do we get away with it in metal so easily then? Maybe... I'm not sure, really. There's a dude who mixed Jay-Z and Radiohead called Jadiohead. Yeah, I'm aware there's quite a lot of stuff like that out there you can find. Like, I've got like a couple of Wu-Tang albums that are like Wu-Tang meets the Beatles or something. Yeah, there exists that, more in the bootleg realm of things. But I meant like, I can't think of one artist who's come out and properly covered someone else's rap song, like a rapper. I just think that'd be such a great thing to do. There's probably a couple, but if they don't come to mind, that's probably not a good sign. There is a song Wu-Tang featuring System of a Down, says Smoke. Yeah, I've heard all the Wu-Tang System crossover stuff years ago, like when that was happening. I mean, that's not the same thing though as what I'm talking about, right? Like you can probably find a gazillion metal bands that have done covers of Metallica or Black Sabbath and put it to vinyl, put it to wax, put it on the record. But you don't find rappers doing remixes of other ones. Chaser says, if we are still in the era of a mixtape, where copyright on songs were not really a thing. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, mixtapes. I've always wondered about them, because the whole mixtape phenomenon sort of passed me by. Like, I would go looking for records, and it would be like, this artist hasn't released a record in a while, but they've released mixtapes, and I would be like, mixtape, and just sort of pass it by. But I have started listening to mixtapes in recent years. I just found the whole thing weird, and they're all like free and bootlegged or whatever. Like there's no copyright on it, and if you've got that in the culture, then surely that's an open door for doing covers, right? Have you heard the Radioactive remix Kendrick did with whatever that Radioactive band is? No, I don't think I have. Would you like Mojang to remake the inventory and hotbar system? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. And change the stack size and stuff like that. Sea lanterns touching on all sides now. Amazing, amazing stuff, Cub. That's great. Malsimic says, are you and Mumbo brothers or something? Because you two sound really familiar. We're not brothers, we're from the same country. Okay, that's all my sea lanterns done. Cub's got the rest of them, I assume, unless we've had a miscount, which would be a very unfortunate thing. It'd be very unfortunate. $1K, how much is that? Probably not enough to finish this off. So I reckon I might have miscalculated the amount of these, which shouldn't really be a thing, because I did all my calculations properly. Right, I think some peeps wanted me to fly around, I remember, so definitely made some absolutely substantial progress today, right? Look at that. Awesome. We got a noise in the ear. It's from Tomcat Collins. And I'm going to land first, so I don't do a derp. There we go. Tomcat Collins is here, doing cheers, throwing bits. Thank you as always for your support. Saying, hey X, I was surprised to see you streaming after I got off work. Anyway, loving the stream and love the channel. Man, I found HC through the spoon himself, Mumbo, last season. Can't wait to see more. Thank you, man. Appreciate your message. And hope you're having a good time now that work is over, now that the work is done. And I appreciate your support. Alright, so we're going to put the shulker boxes back and grab our building supplies. It'll be this chest right here. Just realised something. I'm going to keep drinking those night vision potions, right, when I'm working on this part. It's always going to be dark down here. It's such a pain. Such a pain. Someone without Optifine is going to kill themselves on those black walls, says Hate Pain. Why does Optifine come into it? Okie dokie. I need to restart my client, right? Or am I using Rift? The answer is no, and I've thrown my things away in the process. Yep. I think I also may need some cobblestone on me. What is the best gear for the upcoming 100 Wither fight, says Thomas Derp MC. It'll be chest plates. Sorry, chest plate? It'll be blast resistance. Blast resistance enchantments, that's the one. Alright, so we've got some slabs and blocks, and then we're going to have all of that. Great. One thing I will need is some more food. Truatras says good morning. Good morning to you, welcome to the stream. I can't remember when we brought these, but they've lasted me a long time. Alright, and I need to restart my client, peeps. Please forgive me. For now, y'all should be entertained by a black screen, and we're approaching 1,500 viewers. Thank you for everyone for tuning in this morning. I appreciate y'all coming by and hanging out with me. I hope you're enjoying this glorious black screen entertainment. Oh, it's thrilling. It's exciting. It's the best bit of the whole stream. Legans says no more than 2 blast resistance though, or it reaches the damage reduction cap. Yeah, but you might want to reach that cap, is the thing, right? Like, you might want to maximise that, but I'm probably going to suggest 2 blast and 2 protection. That seems to be a good mix. Paveman Thumper says, black screen is best part. Would watch again. I would definitely watch this black screen again. Right, let's check out the base now that we're here with our one and only Rift mod. Okay, so the rendering is on. And it should be all below, yeah. So we can see what we've got to do. Now, what I think we'll do is rather than... Boop. Oh, you're not real! You're not even real! Do we have another screenshot right here? Oh, actually, we should go get our screenshot from the Nether for the thumbnail. That would be totally a good idea. I'm going to run out of rockets. I'm going to run out of rockets. Someone says hotbar cut off. Thanks for reminding me. Thanks for reminding me about the old hotbar cut off. There we go. Not as bad now, right? Okay, let's get that screenshot taken. Grab the bacon, X. Oh, the beacon. Oh yeah, I guess I should get my beacon. Oh yeah, now we can see what that's going to look like as well, right? Whew, there's a lot of carpets to be placed. We out. Oh! That's going to slow us down. Alright, screenshot time. I don't know that. Whatever that was. There were lots of sea lanterns, and there were other things in there as well, so that'll do. Awesome, Cub's gonna make some as well. That's good. SQ Santos says, "Did you look away from the screen at least once, X?" I did. I did at least once. X, what's the super secret project? Oh, this place is the super secret project. Okay, so MR, bring that back up, and think about how we're going to do this. Because I don't know, is the answer. It's been a pain in the bum so far. Now, ironically, what I want to do is remove the blocks, or some of them, that I'm about to place, strangely enough, because we want to make an entrance here. So I figured if I could get the entrance in, then I could use it to get up and down a little smoother, and not have that ladder in our way, or have it in a unuseful position. But it's the placing of these next blocks that are the problem, because we've got to do this again. So I was thinking, maybe if I do cobblestone, it doesn't matter if I just let them despawn, but then I have to alternate each time I place a block, which is kind of slow and annoying. But yeah, if we just focus on one little bit at a time, it might not be so painful. Right, so they can go down there and we can forget about them. But now we need to go 1, 2, and then half slab, I think. Oh, it's just 1, then a half slab. And I'm not sure how much of that other prismarine stuff I want to put there as well. Okay, so then 1 against the wall. Let's turn that down a touch. Okay, so that ladder's going to be in the way, that's fine. Yeah, we're just going to have to do it slowly like this with disposable blocks. I don't think there's going to be much of a faster way, really. We've got a noise in the ear from DeBest422, who is subscribing with Amazon Prime. DeBest422, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you using your Prime subscription on me, and I hope that you enjoyed the stream today. Wonderful. Okay, so we go up again. It's the same set of slabby jabs. We'll put in one of these. And there is something else that I wanted to check here. I don't think it's been a problem yet. Oh, that's different. Hold up. That shouldn't be so. Don't tell me I've made it. Oh my goodness me, there's like a mistake. There is a mistake in this build. What is going on? How have I managed to do that? So there's like a half block gap missing all around the middle there. Ah, nuts. Oh, why'd I have to find that now? Hang on a second. Let me get my I can't even, I ain't even got a cheaty zoom key. It exists both there and here. Oh no. How have I managed to not notice that? I might just leave it as well. Okay, because it kind of looks alright. Let's go check it out on the other server. Ugh. Also, I think Cub typed something in chat and I totally didn't like look or think. Right, so somehow, yeah, look at that. In the creation of this shape, that has been basically goofed up. It's been goofed up in 2 positions. If I were to move this all up, we could probably get away with actually moving everything up. Then it would change the packed ice situation. So another solution that we could do here is this, which I think is probably the best one, because although the middle is supposed to be a little bit bigger, it doesn't really have to be, I guess. However, then this at the bottom is bigger, but whatever. No, actually it's not, it's the same. 1, 2. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So a solution would keep everything the same. Then this would become slabs here. Like so. Well, that'll have to be it, basically. That'll have to be it. So that'll do. Oh, I might have to update the schematic and go through and fix everything again. Perfection above everything, X, says True Artaz. Well, that's what I was trying to fight, the old perfection instinct. Trying to fight it away. So where do we notice this problem, right? Like, I need to get myself back into this little bit of space. WTF Gaming is here doing cheers, throwing bits with no message there, just cheer to cheer to cheer. WTF Gaming, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the stream and having a good time hanging out with us. Hope you're enjoying it. What mod is that, says Adrian? It is Light Magica. So, let's go up here, drop down onto there, and it will be at this height that we start to do things different. Run out of slabs. Run out of slabs. And there's none in here. I'm going to leave one over here, so I can come back time and time again to use it. Right, that'll do me. Oh, apparently I already had some ender pearls. Let's go back up top again. Right, so we want to do half slabs here, I believe, which is going to be confusing. I'm going to have to remake the schematic, otherwise I will get so confused by it. Anyway, let's turn that off. Did we actually finish building that properly? Kind of looks like I missed some blocks around the side, right? I totally missed some blocks over here. So 1 and 1. And on the other side, 1 and 1 probably. I don't know what that is. And we got an endermite. I was going to say ender pearl. That's what I threw the ender pearl. DS Cut says, looks awesome, as is. If our vote counts, you'll finish it as is and go arg pirate it up. What? Bordy says, X, wouldn't it be easier to follow the current schematic and just change it after the build so you don't get the red boxes everywhere? Now, I think it'd be better to change the schematic and then just update it. No, I'm still missing something. Wait, what is it saying about those blocks? Because they are there. Do I have to do a refresh? Okay, it needed refreshing for some reason. Alright. Okay, so I'm not sure if I should build these bits yet or not. I guess I could. But I'm only trying to build an entrance here, right? So, as a player, I want to walk through this entrance and probably have it that kind of size. Let's go ahead. Oh, we could turn this whole thing off at the moment. So for now I'm going to do that. Whoopsie. Now they are going to be topside blocks, which means that we need light coming out of here, otherwise things will spawn on it. So let me grab my light blocks. I've got some sea lanterns in here. Cublex says this mod is still an alpha and it's full of quirks and incomplete features. Yes, yes. I'm not complaining, I'm just pointing these things out, you know. I mean, this thing was free, it's amazing, it's helped me do so much. Let's go ahead and I think maybe all of this is going to get filled in a little bit, right? So I want my light sources to be a little off to the side. So that's just going to be an opening like that. There'll be one on each and every side. And this will take us through to our storage system eventually. Now what I'm going to do is dig up there and put a ladder in it. Might actually make it 2 and put water at the bottom for if ever I want to drop down. So we need a water bucket. We're going to make it 2 actually. And then we need to go up to the top on our ladder. Back in the very middle, which is the right hand side, down a couple of blocks. Okay, so wall, hole and hole. So it's those 2 blocks there that need to go all the way down. So we're going to need some ladders. And we're going to need a water bucket. And then it's all good. It's all good in the hood, homie. It's all good in the hood. When is the next Parkitect stream, says McRailroader? Do you know what? I wouldn't mind playing another level of that game. Do peeps want to see another Parkitect stream? Maybe we could do that Wednesday, you know, after doing a snapshot, chill out, play a little bit of Parkitect. Sounds nice. Yay, 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 says that Jared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bam! 7 is the magic number. Okay, that should be enough, sort of. We're going to chop down that other ladder, so that will help. Bubble column, says Matt Myers. Nah, not. This is just a temporary thing, right? I'm not going to goof around with anything that takes time and energy. Every number is magical, says Adranium. Whoa, did we just... Oh, we're here. That wasn't very deep at all. For some reason, I thought I'd be digging for a while. Well, that confused me, didn't it? Jeez. Is that a derp? Oh, I know some people are going to say it's a derp. They're going to scream derp to the high heavens. Oh, please. Oh, please just let me use this ladder that I've made. Okay, there we go. That's all I needed. So now we've got a way down to this level. And I can walk out into this space. So we're going to get rid of that ladder. And I guess I could leave this down here for now. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to put the that thing over there as well. My inventory is full, isn't it? It's full of nonsense. There we go. And is that silk touch? It is. Excellent. Alright, there we go. So we're going to build those on each side and they'll lead to different areas. For now, though, this can lead us up here, which is awesome. Cuplex says, I wouldn't have loved for you to check out that mod pack, but I think Parkitect is more chill. Yeah, it will probably be Parkitect. Right, peeps, this is where I'm going to wrap today's stream up. I think we've done all we're going to do, and I got a busy day ahead of me, so I'm going to have to call it that and say thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. We will do a riggedy raid. I will go find someone for us to go check out. But massive thanks to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered as always. I appreciate your support and I hope you enjoyed today's stream. I'm going to pick someone in the Minecraft community. Let's have a look. Trying to find, it's always tricky trying to find someone English. Okay, I got something here we're gonna go do. Anyway, thanks peeps, gonna send you to a random Minecraft channel and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.